Hey, what is going on, people ramas? This is Cartier. I've got another cold steel knife here I want to talk about. I've owned this in the past, and I've done a review on it in the past. It's been around for a long time. So hopefully, if you didn't want to see any thoughts on this knife, you just didn't watch the video. But if you did click on the video, and you're hating all these cold steel knives, I apologize. But anyways, this is a cold steel Spartan. You've seen it. You've heard about it. It's a fun knife. It's a fun knife. I just wanted to talk about it. This is one of the more, I would say, carryable of their overly sized knives, just because it's not. A lot of the times, cold steel, they make a big jump between like their large and extra large knives. You go from a 4-inch blade, and then if you go up a size, if you're like, well, I want something larger than that, they jump clear up to like 5.5 inches. You know, like insanely large. So this is one of the few that has kind of like a 4.5-inch blade. It's larger than their large, but not as big as their extra large models. So it does kind of make it a little more carryable. I mean, it's still a giant knife. It's heavy, 6 or 7 ounces, but it's a beast. You've got this awesome recurve. Well, awesome if you like recurves. Lame if you don't like recurves or don't care. But definitely a wicked blade. 4 mil thick, I believe, which is the thickest they go on their knives, or at least their productions. Triad lock, which they're famous for. Andrew Demko triad lock. This one has a really strong spring in it, more so than their Voyager series or really any other of their knives, it seems like. This one has a lot of spring strength. And I don't think it's necessarily that it has a stronger spring. I think that the spring length, if you look in there, which is about here between when it goes into the backspacer and the actual spring length, is shorter than you'll see in a lot of their other knives. And that shorter length increases the tension. You can just hear that snap. And that is a finger chopper. Whew. Razor sharp, like cold steel does it. Osate steel, like cold steel does it. The Rust-O-Matic bead blast finish looks really nice. You know, as far as cheap finishes go, it's probably the most visually appealing. Satin can look kind of cheesy, especially when it's done on a kind of more inexpensive knife. And, well, stonewashing, I guess, is still fairly inexpensive. If I could choose, I wish they would do stonewashing instead of bead blasting, but that's just me. Thumb plate right here looks really nice. It's functional. I like it better than their thumb studs, and it also works as a wave feature right there. Zytel or Grivery handles. It's kind of got a Strider-esque custom type texture to it, how it has these ground out portions here. Of course, it's not actually ground out. I assume this is a mold, which is why Zytel is kind of cheaper. Less machining. Once you make the mold, you just fill it and bake it or whatever, and you've got your handles. Aluminum liners inside here that are recessed. Give you a little bit more strength, doesn't add a ton of weight, and the recessing makes it less noticeable. So very nice. Classic, well, not really classic, but you know, the telltale Spartan grip right there. And this thing is not going anywhere once you wrap your hands on this. It feels a little odd at first because it is actually a skinny handle. I would like it a little bit thicker if I could choose, you know. You'd also have less blade sticking out, which may or may not help with rusting issues. Tip up, right hand, left hand carry. You can see here with their interchangeable pocket clip. But the biggest feature with this knife, and the biggest reason for its popularity, is the price. This is like a $50 knife, guys. And whether you hate cold steel, like cold steel, whether you're a steel snob or a higher end custom guy, you can't deny the fact that getting this much blade for that much money, I mean, it's just a big, you know, it's a big win. You know, if you kind of get past all the other things involved with cold steel, $50 for a giant rock solid blade, I mean, hard to compete with. They were able to get this price down to an insane level. It's really quite ridiculous. That's kind of why I picked one up. I was not aching for another one, but it's a fun knife. And for only 50 bucks, a knife that, a big brute of a knife that you could beat the crap out of stuff with, you just can't beat it. So yeah, quick look at the Colt Steel Spartan. It is a neat, neat blade. Man, I don't know. I like me some Cold Steel for some reason. Just plain kind of cool. Brings out the kid in me. You know what I mean? Brings out the kid in me. Alright guys, you have a good rest of your day. I'm going to try to have an awesome rest of my day. Take it easy. See you in the next video.